Motorhead Garage, the program that each week introduces you to and shows you how to install the latest in exciting and innovative products for your vehicle. Motorhead Garage is presented by NHOU Protective Coatings. Now here's your host, Dave Dobson.
Here at Motorhead Garage, we love off-roading, and we know you do too. That's why we brought in a Toyota outfitter, but not just a Toyota outfitter. We brought in the Toyota outfitter, TEQ Customs. Hunter, paint a broad picture of what you guys do.
Essentially, if you drop off your Toyota at our shop, we can get you set up with anything and everything that you need to build out your Toyota so you can take it anywhere you could ever want to.
Well, that's the big picture. Let's talk specifically headlights, because that's what's got you started, and that's your bread and butter as well.
I actually started making these in my garage way back when. I've always loved working on Toyotas, and obviously still do. And I put a set together for myself and posted it online, and it kind of just went from there. So many people liked them that I had requests instantly, so I started taking some orders and moved to a very small shop and was just doing it in there for a while. We've since moved to a quite large shop in Raleigh, North Carolina, where we install a huge range of products. Some custom grills that we make for 4Runners and Tundras, Sequoias, basically any Toyota SUV, truck, 4x4, anything like that. But our products go far beyond just some cosmetic stuff like grills. We carry plenty of things for the overland crowd, like roof racks and rooftop tents. We carry suspension lift kits. We carry a wide range of supplementary suspension projects, parts like sway bar end links or your rear links on your axle. We carry coil springs, front and rear bumpers. One great thing, we carry some spare tire carriers, so if you're running larger tires on your Toyota, you obviously always want a spare when you're off-roading.
How do we know we're getting good quality products from TEQ Customs?
So that's one of the things that when I started the company, I wanted to make sure that anybody who bought from us knew they were getting a great quality product. There's so much information out there and so many different options that just starting out modifying your vehicle, it's really difficult to figure out what's really good and what's just hearsay. So we've gone through in every company that we carry and work with. We've personally vetted ourselves. We've ran almost all of the products ourselves, and we certainly wouldn't sell anything that we would not put on our own vehicles.
Of course, you mentioned the big shop. Folks can bring their vehicle to you, but what if they want to do it themselves at home?
So we ship products all over the country every day. Let's say you wanted to install your own suspension. We offer the option of assembling those coilovers for you, which is the more difficult and oftentimes dangerous part. So we can take care of that for you in-house and just ship you the full built coilover so it's ready to just bolt on your vehicle. If you're kind of like me and love to do things yourself and learn, we offer DIY kits and instructions obviously with those DIY kits. So our customers can take the time and put it together themselves and also save some money in the process.
Now you do the quality control and the manufacturing, but you know there's quality in the design itself because you do that yourself. And where do the ideas come from for the headlights?
Some of these are more standard designs, but also we are constantly looking for new things to do. You'll see some headlights like I have on my own personal Tundra that was a completely new design. So essentially we're just looking for different headlight housings that we can find online, and then we just completely strip them down and take out all of the parts that might not be high quality because you know you're getting it from, let's say, an eBay or an Amazon or something like that, and then swapping out all of the parts and putting in our projectors and halos and anything that you could possibly want. We do sequential turn signals, we do color changing strips. And the cool thing is that everything is built to the customer's specifications. So everybody can get the exact headlight build that they want for their vehicle, and you're not going to look the same as everybody else on the road.
What was it like with this FJ?
It's very simple for all of our vehicles, and we try to make it as easy as possible. We know a little bit of wiring can be daunting for a lot of people, but so many of our customers take this on as their first electrical project. It's really a perfect way to dive in and also learn a little bit more about your vehicle and the electronics in the process. So everything installs on the vehicle with the included wiring, a harness that powers the projectors, which is your actual light output. And then we include a controller with these color changing halos that is also Bluetooth controlled, so you can control it with your phone. And it's as simple as just plugging the harness in and then connecting the connections for the controller to your parking lights and your turn signals if you wish to have them as your turn signal function. And you can use a variety of different methods to tap those in, but it's super easy and it's about 3 to 4 wires.
They make everything easy at TEQCustoms.com. A huge catalog, everything you need for your Toyota and beyond. They do custom work as well. We'll be right back with more Motorhead Garage presented by NHOU Protective Coatings. We hope you stay with us.
Motorhead Garage, presented by NHOU Protective Coatings, is brought to you by Rockauto.com. All the parts your car will ever need. BrothersTrucks.com, your #1 source for 1947 to 87 Chevy and GMC truck restoration. Magic Creeper, the most versatile creeper ever. Oil Undercoating, the official oil-based rust prevention system. And by Clearview Shields, windshields engineered for your custom style.
Welcome back to Motorhead Garage presented by NHOU Protective Coatings. You see a lot of detail companies out there with car care products, and they always test them on really shiny new sports cars. But Michael, what if you have a vehicle like this? This one's 7 years old and it's seen some road time. How can NexGen help make this car look better?
Obviously, when you have a car that's got some miles on it, it's seen some time on the road, the first thing you want to evaluate is how hard has it been driven? How well has it been taken care of? Are there scratches? Are there swirl marks? Are there marring issues? Has it seen some parking lot dingers? Do you have some scratches or paint transfer from things that have happened in that nature? You obviously want to prep your paint job before you move towards a protective coating. But ahead of doing that, what you really have to try to decide is, do I want to spend $1,000 and go to the detail shop and have them run through a multi-step process to do paint correction? Or do I feel like the scratches and the swirl marks that are on my vehicle are something that I can take care of at home? We have obviously a product line for both. We have a professional grade product that our detailers use that's a 4-step process. But for consumers that are at home that want to tackle this on their own on a Sunday afternoon, we have our NexGen Scratch and Swirl. And the value proposition of this product is that it's an all-in-one product. It not only has a polish in it, but it has a diminishing abrasive. And the diminishing word is the key word there. Where most all-in-one products have abrasives, which are really designed to create scratches around the scratch to level it out, ours is a diminishing abrasive. So the longer that you use the product, the more the abrasive diminishes and the more the polish begins to kick in. So without using a lot of elbow grease, but putting in a little bit of time, you work this product into your finish, the abrasive diminishes, the polish kicks in, and you can take out those scratches, those swirls, those mar marks, or in some cases paint transfer, without having to go to a detailer and pay a lot of money.
When this one came in, there were some scratches and things on it and some marring. I thought this was repaint on the full front bumper, and you guys were able to take care of that.
Yeah, so we spent probably 5 or 6 minutes on one corner of this car. We took off quite a few scratches. We took off some paint transfer. We took off what looked maybe like some rubber transfer where it had rubbed up against something. And in just a few minutes, we're able to remove all of that and basically prep that front quarter so that you can now apply a ceramic protective coating on it so that you can prevent those type of things from happening in the future, provided you don't run into something.
And you mentioned the ceramic now, so you take it to the next level with the ceramic coating. First of all, what does the ceramic coating do for me?
As you can see, and I'm not sure if the camera can pick this up, but we took 15 seconds and we applied a coat of our NexGen ceramic spray on one side of the hood versus the other side of the hood. The ceramic coating is essentially going to fill in all those micro abrasions. It's going to create a smooth finish across the top of your clear coat. Now this car's 7 years old, but when paint is brand new, right off the showroom floor, if I magnified that, it would literally look like the Grand Canyon, even though it's brand new. Our ceramic spray with nanotechnology fills in all those cracks and crevices that the naked eye can't see. But what can see those cracks and crevices is dust, dirt, and debris. That's where they all get caught. So by filling in those cracks, crevices, all that debris essentially bounces off of your finish now because you have a smooth, glass-like protective coating that nothing wants to stick to. So once you've prepped your car, even at 7 years old, you can pull that finish back out of it. You can pull that shine back out of it by applying our NexGen ceramic, bringing the car's finish essentially back to life.
Now, NexGen has products for both the DIYer, when it comes to ceramics and also for the professional? What's the difference between the two?
So our DIY products, we have 17 in the line right now. You can cover everything in your vehicle inside and out. You can get as specific as I want something to treat my leather, I want to condition my leather, I want to ceramic coat my leather, through general products like glass cleaners, wheel and tire cleaners, and obviously our flagship product, which is the ceramic spray. When it goes to the professional line of products, we're pushing those out through professional distribution because we want to make sure that those get into the hands of people that understand how to use a more pro-grade product. Because the one thing at NEXGEN that we pride ourselves on is providing quality products for people that they can't hurt their vehicle with. Every product in our DIY line is geared towards the DIY user, which means you can put it on, you can use it, you're not going to run into an issue. You can always fix any mistakes that you make. When you get into some of the pro-grade products, you have a little bit harsher abrasives, sometimes harsher chemicals. Used incorrectly, you can find yourself working right through the clear coat, in some cases right through the paint, right down to the bare metal. We don't want anybody to experience that. We want to leave those in the hands of a professional.
Quickly, we see so many car care products on the market. What makes NEXGEN different?
Well, I think, and obviously I'm biased because I'm the CEO of the company, I feel like our company fits into a spot in the market where we're large enough and we have enough resources to really spend the time researching and developing the best in breed products. We bring in the right chemists, we bring in the right raw materials. We're not buying the cheapest raw materials, we're buying the best raw materials so that we can put those all together in a formula that makes sense for a DIY consumer. Whereas some companies that are out there today are just simply selling products. We back every one of our products with a money-back guarantee. Our customer service is second to none. And we're small enough that if you have a problem or you have something that you want to shout to the heavens about because you loved it, you can still get a hold of even myself or our executive team to give us that kind of feedback, which we value because that just makes us a better company.
NEXGEN can take your vehicle to the next level and beyond. Find it at getnexgen.com/Motorhead. That's where you get a special discount because you are a Motorhead Garage viewer. Keep on watching because we'll be right back after this.
Dragonfire Tools, quality affordable storage. Proud sponsor of our DragonfireTools.com studio.
When Lou Amicone set out to design his Dragonfire Tools workbenches, he wanted something that was going to be great for the homeowner, but also great for pros who are going to abuse these things every single day. Lou, what are some of the design features you put in here to make sure that these workbenches are going to stand the test of time?
So our 14 gauge 304 stainless steel top is extremely durable and extremely rugged. Our 16 gauge galvanized steel drawer bodies are going to be able to hold the weight, especially with the deep drawers having gussets on the bottom to allow for good weight distribution in the drawer. The single rail drawers are rated for 200 pounds and the double rail drawers are rated for 400 pounds.
I'm going to put my money where my mouth is here on this one here. Said, how much, 400 pounds?
Yeah.
I'm nowhere close to 400 pounds, but it's going to hold me, and you know it's going to stand up to the abuse every day of putting your tools in and out of this thing as well. And what about keeping dust out and keeping this thing clean?
The backs and the bottoms of the workbench are fully enclosed. So you don't have to worry about the dust and the dirt getting in there all over your tools.
And what about cleaning the surface here if it gets dirty or dusty?
With the stainless steel, it's extremely maintenance free. So even if you're writing a Sharpie on there, you can easily take it off.
And do you offer additional protection as well for that?
Yeah, we have a 1/4 inch thick solvent resistant rubber mat that can go on the top. So if you're doing things like rebuilding heads, you know, for a vehicle and you don't want that metal on metal contact, or you're going to be doing a lot of banging on stuff, that 1/4 inch solvent resistant rubber mat is practically indestructible.
Well, you can bet if you get a workbench from Dragonfire Tools, this is a piece you're going to be handing down through the generations. You can order one now at DragonfireTools.com, and there's a special discount code for Motorhead Garage viewers, keyword Motorhead, that gets you a discount and free shipping. You know, Tom, since the 70s, I've heard people talking about air ride, air suspension, and today your Tesla has it as well. Is that the same technology that's been around for 50 years?
Well, some of the technology is the same. They all have air compressors that pressurize a part, but the part varies quite a bit. From the 70s, it was probably air shocks, where you were replacing the hydraulic shock absorber with a shock absorber that they can pressurize with air to raise the vehicle height up independent of the load. So you load up the back of your car and you can raise it up so it's not sagging. There can be an aftermarket part where you install it and you have a switch where you adjust it, and some cars have it as original equipment, so the computer is adjusting the height. The other thing you'll hear about is air springs. Instead of the shock absorber, you're replacing the coil spring with an air bladder that raises the vehicle up, and it can actually smooth out the ride even when the vehicle's not loaded, so you don't have the jounce in the back of a pickup truck. And with these, you still have the hydraulic shock absorber, so you need to replace that as part of maintenance. If you don't replace the shock absorber, you'll wear out the air spring faster and other suspension parts, and braking won't be as good. The final one is the air strut, where the strut takes over the job of the spring. It's actually part of the architecture of the suspension. Like with the Tesla, you have those at each corner, and you have a computer that can adjust the ride height for each individual corner of the vehicle. So you're going around a corner, you increase the pressure on this side and lower the pressure on that side. And a lot of vehicles are moving to that, like the Ram trucks had air springs, they're moving to air struts because you get that computer control for each corner of the vehicle.
You can buy the parts from rockauto.com, but then installing them yourself, how easy is that compared to putting the old springs in like you used to have to do?
Well, yeah, the air shocks will bolt in like conventional hydraulic shocks. The air springs can actually be easier than coil springs. You're just deflating the old air spring and taking it out and popping in the new one. So yeah, if you can do it with the old conventional hydraulic systems, you can do it with an air system too.
You can do it yourself. You can get the parts at rockauto.com. Whether you're installing air shocks in an old vehicle or maintaining a system that already has air suspension, they have all the parts your car will ever need. We'll be right back with more Motorhead Garage presented by NHOU Protective Coatings, so don't go anywhere.
Motorhead Garage, presented by NHOU Protective Coatings, is brought to you by Magic Creeper, the most versatile creeper ever. Custom Auto Sound, the originator of classic car OEM fit radios since 1977. Top Lift Pros, live outside the box with Top Lift Pros. Liberty's Gears, the manual transmission specialists. And by Dragonfire Tools, industrial workbenches with integrated tool storage.
We've seen here at New Hampshire Oil how you can bring a vehicle in with pre-existing rust, get that rust off and protect it in the future. Now, Joe, what if we're talking a new Jeep Gladiator or some truck like this? You're spending 50 to 75 grand on this thing. You want to protect it right out of the box. How could you guys help me?
So this is a perfect example. I can't think of a vehicle that holds the residual value more than a Jeep. And basically, if you come in and you have a new vehicle, you have the option to use an oil-based rust proofing, but we also have Boss Wax. And this is a one-time standalone application that's applied to everything that's exposed on the undercarriage. It dries black, it's dry to the touch, and it is a permanent application. So we never need to reapply it. However, we do put oil inside the body cavities, and that oil needs to be reapplied every 2 years. So what we do is we ask you to come back every 2 years, we'll inspect the wax, touch it up for nothing, okay? Unlimited lifetime warranty on the wax barrier nationwide. You come in for a set fee, we'll inspect it, touch it up, re-oil it, boom, in and out. It's a personal preference. Honestly, they both work at protecting your vehicle, but this one here just is a cleaner look. It doesn't attract dirt and dust.
Is there a magic bullet to rust prevention in a new vehicle?
You can't beat Mother Nature. What we're gonna do is we're gonna maintain that wax barrier. You're gonna come in every 2 years and we're going to babysit that vehicle. We're gonna re-oil the body cavities, and we're never gonna beat Mother Nature, but we're gonna slow her way down.
Well, if you've got a vehicle that has existing rust or a brand new vehicle you want to protect, check them out at NHOUundercoating.com. If you've seen Motorhead Garage before, you've seen Tribotex most likely, and we can talk all about it all we want, Pasha, and say that it's going to make your engine last longer, it's going to make it perform better, it's even going to repair old damage. But don't take our word for it. You've gotten accolades from a whole bunch of different organizations. Tell me some of the awards that you've won.
Was just recently featured by the Forbes magazine. We got NASA Spin-Off Award of 2020. We got Defense Innovation Award of 2017. And what is the interesting thing about military mechanics? They don't make more money if your stuff breaks more often. It's opposite. They're very interested in their things lasting as long as possible.
So the military guys, what are they looking at? What kind of qualities from Tribotex?
For example, when tank shoots, that's brings tremendous stress on the parts, and the oil deteriorating those touched pieces. So tank that shoots, that doesn't drive very far. On the other side, cars also can have stress when they jump in a pothole or tow something that is bouncing back and forth. With those things, Tribotex create a film that is self-regulating and remove those stresses and self-organize them into a smooth condition after you drive again. So it makes not just last longer, but recover from the damages that happened in the past.
So shock and stress and those kinds of things can make things wear out more quickly. And those are a lot of forces the military guys are looking at.
Yes.
And then you mentioned the Air Force as well.
The Air Force specifically, they look for things to extend longevity of existing platforms beyond what they have right now. The cars usually last for 10, 20 years, but planes, 60. We expect from them to last over 100 years in, for example, KC-135 fleet. And they also ground support equipment, generators, the landing gears that goes along with that. That's what we want to extend life as long as possible.
NASA, the Army, and the Air Force all think Tribotex is great, and it does wonders for their vehicles. It can do wonders for yours. You can check it out at tribotex.com. Well, that's going to do it for this episode of Motorhead Garage, presented by NHOU Protective Coatings. We hope you join us once again next week when we do it again. In the meantime, email Jeff at masterstv.com if you have a product you want to see on the show. From our entire crew here at our Dragonfire Tools studio, we'll see you next week. So long.